Federal Republic of Nigeria versus Yahaya Bello. Anywhere you see him, arrest him and present him before this court. This is our order.
On April 17, 2024, operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) conducted a raid at the residence of former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello, situated in Wuse Zone 4, Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. The raid was in response to Bello's non-compliance with an invitation from the anti-graft agency regarding alleged money laundering activities amounting to 80,246,470,089 naira and 88 kobo. During the operation, it was reported that the current governor of Kogi State, Usman Ododo, intervened to aid Bello in avoiding arrest by the EFCC. Ododo arrived at Bello's residence around 2:30 p.m. accompanied by a substantial security detail. Approximately 2 hours later, at 4:20 p.m., Ododo and his security detail left Bello's residence, purportedly with Bello himself in the governor's vehicle. Shortly after their departure, around 10 minutes later, EFCC operatives who had been maintaining a siege at Bello's home on Benghazi Street in Wuse Zone 4, Abuja, withdrew.
The CSO is a senior DSS official. We met all these people there. I went with my gallant men, over 50 of them, armed to the teeth. We would have exchanged fire. Then if you had done it, there would have been casualties. If I've killed 1 or 2 people in their crossfire, Adams, what will you be saying? Will you be proud to come and collaborate with me today? And that's what some people are condemning us for. Why did you break down the house? Why did you? The day I went for my screening, I was at the National Assembly. The issue of the invasion of Okorocha House became an issue. They took me up on that. Gentlemen, we are a sophisticated law enforcement. We are not military. This is EFCC. What we investigate is white-collar crime. There are certain things that may be lawful for us, but may not be expedient. Exchanging fire with other servicemen that day wasn't expedient for me, and nobody would have asked me to do that, I would have done it.
Following the retreat of EFCC operatives, roughly 20 minutes later, the police, Department of State Services security personnel, counter-terrorism unit operatives, and other security personnel guarding Bello's house also left the premises.
Everyone who was involved in obstructing the arrest will be brought to book. If you're a governor today, you can't be a governor forever. We are building a case against everyone involved. Whether you're a governor or not, we are building a case. Let the whole public hear. We are building a case against those who obstructed justice. You are sitting, you have immunity today, you won't have immunity forever.
The incident involving Governor Ahmed Ododo's alleged intervention to prevent the arrest of his predecessor, Yahaya Bello, carries significant implications for governance, rule of law, and public perception in Kogi State. Here is a detailed analysis. Governance and rule of law. Governor Ododo's purported action raises concern about the adherence to the rule of law and the independence of law enforcement agencies. By allegedly obstructing the EFCC's attempt to arrest Bello, Ododo may be perceived as undermining the law enforcement process and interfering with the cause of justice. This could erode public trust in the state governance and law enforcement institutions.
Well, it has been said that if you fight corruption, corruption will fight back. But this is clearly a case of corruption pretending to be fighting corruption. In short, it is clear that those intent on harming former Governor Yahaya Bello are so full of themselves as to appropriate our institutions of state for self-aggrandizement and the prosecution of their personal agenda rather than upholding the rule of law. Far from being our cherished agency we can rely on to rid our nation of corruption, the EFCC has only succeeded in thoroughly embarrassing our nation before the international community. This entire affair has become a mainstream media as well as a social media sensation, and it is all thanks to the EFCC bungling its absurd pretense of a case against former Governor Yahaya Bello.
Political dynamics. The incident underscores the political dynamics within Kogi State. Bello, as the former governor and a prominent political figure, maintains influence and support within the state. Ododo's reported intervention to protect Bello could be interpreted as a demonstration of political allegiance or loyalty, potentially shaping alliances and power dynamics within the state's political landscape.
If Ododo, who swore to oath and the Constitution to defend and uphold the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, not up to 6 months, came and shielded his Yahaya Bello, who was declared wanted, using our own car. Using our own car, a car that is being fueled by taxpayers' money. His security aid details are being paid by taxpayer money to protect a wanted fugitive of justice. It is an aberration, and that is what Kogi State is going through.
Given that the EFCC was reportedly attempting to arrest Bello, the incident could fuel perception of corruption or malfeasance involving the former governor. If Bello is implicated in corruption-related charges, Ododo's intervention may be viewed as an attempt to shield him from accountability, further tarnishing the state's reputation and fueling skepticism about the commitment of fighting corruption.
One lawyer who went to court and said EFCC is an illegal body. So we just know that because we are prosecuting Yahaya Bello now, we just discover, suddenly wake up and discover that EFCC is an illegal body. That I didn't get the concurrence of states. Am I a constitutional body? Are they doing constitutional amendment for them to get concurrence of all these states? It's not the weight of Nigeria, for crying out loud. Hi. This thing that corruption will do to our conscience in this country.
Law enforcement impartiality. The use of force by security operatives in response to Ododo's departure with Bello raises questions about the impartiality and professionalism of law enforcement agencies. The resort to gunfire in a residential area suggests a potential breakdown in operational protocols and underscores the need for thorough investigation into the conduct of the security personnel involved.
We set their attention fully on Kogi State for some time now and are determined to inflict maximum damage. These are politicians within the state and their cohorts in Abuja who institute insecurity in the state with the sole purpose of blackmailing the incumbent administration and its immediate predecessor. Their sole aim is to project the state as insecure in order to achieve some satanic and selfish agenda. What they do not do at the polls, where they were roundly rejected by indigenous and residents of the state, is what in their wild imagination they think.
Public perception and accountability. The incident is likely to shape public perception of both Ododo and Bello, depending on individual perspectives. Ododo's action may be seen as either protecting a political ally or obstructing justice. Regardless, there will be demands for transparency and accountability both in terms of Bello's conduct and Ododo's intervention.
Do you know when we got there? I said mount surveillance. We were there as early as 7 a.m. Mount surveillance. Don't cause breakdown of law and order. Our people mounted surveillance. So when eventually we got this order across to them, we were supposed to move in. That was when the governor came with his vehicle. Even though they are denying now that it didn't come on. When we have all the video evidence, you know the forensic evidence we have with us. And with this man equipped. We met over 30 armed policemen. About 10 CTU, counter-terrorism. I don't know what, with him.
Continuity or change in governance approach. The episode raises questions about whether Ododo's administration will continue the governance approach of his predecessor or chart a different course. If Ododo's actions suggest the continuation of Bello's policies, particularly regarding governance and accountability, it may fuel concerns about perpetuating a system perceived as detrimental to the interest of the people of Kogi State.
If Bello is allowed to go free, which God forbid, then they should scrap the EFCC. It's of no use Because anybody now is for you to recruit thugs and chase away EFCC. In fact, if Bello is allowed to go scot-free, EFCC staff, their life is in danger. Because if they send them to go and pick anybody now, all you need to do is organize your neighbor, carry cutlasses, chase them away, and that is it. That organization like EFCC should be encouraged, and that's why some of us were there.
In conclusion, the incident involving Governor Ododo's alleged intervention to prevent Bello's arrest has far-reaching implications for governance, rule of law, political dynamics, corruption perception, law enforcement, impartiality, public perception, and continuity in governance approach in Kogi State. It underscores the need for thorough investigation, accountability, and transparency to address the concerns raised by the incident.
Was it not worse for him to have even run away that day? Because if he had surrendered himself or submitted himself to us that day, we wouldn't have declared him wanted. Do you know the implication of somebody being declared wanted? Usually we do quarter of a page, but because of his attitude, we had to do full page. I didn't mind losing my salary. You didn't analyze? You sure? We are coming there. Or you know, I mean, you know where the man is. We are not stopping there. He's been watch listed all over the world. He can only run.
Thank you so much for watching Unbiased with Eniitan. I remain your host, Oluwatobi Eniitan, saying bye for now.